All right. Well, we're back from Indianapolis, and a bit of a mixed bag, actually. As you can see from our plethora of parts strewn about, there's still quite a bit of work to be done. Um, as far as the wings go, um, weight-wise, we're still doing good. We are looking at pushing 30 pounds once everything's assembled. Probably will exceed it just a little bit after some modifications. But so far, they seem to be really good. The aluminum for the for the upper feather rib was the right call. It's holding the weight nicely, no problems there. Where I am hitting a problem, though, let me get on the other side, is the servos. The servos? No, the linear actuators. Let me get my terminology straight. The linear actuators. After we got the first row of feathers on, I noticed a problem where, and let me show you real quick what'll happen here. All right, we'll go ahead and bounce this up, which we want to go this way to do it. Ah, I'll be so glad when I have real controls built for these. All right, it isn't quite so bad here, but something we did notice start happening is you get just a little bit of downforce, and these guys really do want to start. Ooh, well, the linear actuators start to go on their own, and once they get going, the weight takes them. So this is going to end up being more weight than these are capable of doing. I'm not upset at the actuators. I'm upset with myself for failing to take in one thing, and that is leverage. Levers are amazing things. Levers have the ability to amplify a little bit of force and turn it into a large amount of force. And what we have here is, put our linear actuator right up under here in this spot, and while it may be able to handle, several pounds worth of weight being pushed down on it, come out here and push down with the same amount of weight, and it gets amplified to where, a foot of motion out here translates to 2 inches of motion down here, and that just really kind of doesn't do things at all to help us at all. So I have been looking online trying to find some stronger ones. The problem I'm hitting is that to go stronger, they have to be bigger. If I can find this kind that might run, if I can run it maybe down to just above the linkage for the servos, maybe, but I don't think I'm doing that. What I am going to try doing, and I'm going to try this as an experiment in a little bit, I'm going to try doubling these up. I think if I put one of these front and one of these back, I think the two of them together can break up the load a little bit and kind of help hold the whole thing. Fingers crossed on that. Next problem we found. You may have noticed there is a bit of flex in this, and that is primarily due to being aluminum. So aluminum plus it's a little thin for what we would want. So what I'm going to do, I'm looking at how this is going and everything. And I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to replace this main piece right here so it doesn't bend this way. And I'm going to take these two struts right here. And this is kind of our main support up through here and through here. And I'm going to replace them with steel. Same dimensions. So yes, I know you want to drop. So yeah, steel holding the whole thing, and then so it's going to be get some steel, cut the length, punch holes all the exact same place. So this is there's not going to be a lot of recalculating or anything involved in this. It's literally going to be transfer everything over, and we're ready to go from there. One thing we did notice once the backpack is on, all the weight from the wings is pulling out on the shoulder supports. Unfortunately, what this does is shifts the weight back, and the whole thing wants to pivot on the lumbar support. Even with the straps tightened up perfectly, as tight as they'll go, this is a lot of weight to carry, and it is going to pull back. To help out with things, we figured if we put some extra foam padding on the inside here to give a little extra support just right in through here, so it kind of sits out a little bit so that the straps will pull it and get it to lean forward a little more. So some lumbar support foam, that's a no-brainer. Got the foam here in stock ready to go. At this point, we got to get the programming on the Arduino sorted so that we can control the servos. I think once everything is in place, I'm pretty certain these servos are going to be good. I'm really fingers crossed. I did notice after getting these on, there was a little bit of a problem. I think I've got these maybe 2 or 3 millimeters too long, so I think I'm going to cut some fresh ones and try and get those sorted together. Meantime, the rough draft of our battery box. Tell you, trying to print in a cold environment with engineering grade materials that need heat. This ASA really wants like a 40-degree ambient air temperature, and I'm lucky if I can get 25. So I think what I need to do is I need to put a space heater inside the print cabinet to kind of help keep things warm while it's going. That said, this was pretty good for a first draft. This is one that I found online. This is the piece that I found online that has all the locking mechanisms and everything in place. I designed this box. The whole thing goes together. The box lined up okay. I think I'm going to do some fine tuning on the design here. Let me get this facing the right way. Yes. The belt clip is a little bulky. I can trim it down a little bit more. That should be okay. That is just fine. I do not want this to be snagging either on the top or on the bottom. So I think I'm going to design some pieces in here to kind of make it slope a little bit. I'll get that ready to go. In the meantime, I have I've got some decent wire. I think I gotta check some references. I think 16 gauge stranded will be good enough. If not, we'll see and go with whatever the math tells us. I have the push buttons in here for our little. Where's the other piece of it? Our little control box, which is right here like this. Here we go. Kind of hard to see. This is just going to be a draft, but you can see I've got little emblems in here. I'm going to inlay these with like a white enamel paint so they're easier to read. But these are just little tabs that are pushy squishy and will come down on these. Can't really even see them. Little push buttons. These little push buttons will then wire into, 2 will go to Arduino controls, and 2 will go to, gotta find all my parts. Two of them will go to the relay, and the Arduino will control the servos, and the relay will drive the linear actuators. And the real trick is going to be figuring out where I'm going to mount all these pieces, because the linear actuator, I don't know, I can probably fit it down under here somewhere. The Arduino is a little bulky, so I think it's going to have to go dead center right here somewhere. But then I got another problem in that let me grab this out here. I got another problem in that I have part of my design. I think I'm going to need two of these buck converters. This is going to get me my 18 volts from the battery to either 6 volts to run power into the servos. I think I'm also going to do, I think I got to do a 12 volt somewhere along the way. Or I think the 12 volt, I haven't quite decided yet. I got to do some testing. Is going to be, here it is. This chunky beast of a buck converter. And my big scary concern is, where the heck am I going to mount this thing? Because there really isn't a lot of room on here. I am also going to have to work out some sort of mounting for it, and I think it's going to be like a 3D printed box or something that it's going to mount in to kind of help isolate it, so to kind of protect it. Something kind of like this, maybe. I don't know. I gotta play with designs and whatnot. Some possibilities. I might, if I'm having to add extra space into the box to bring it down, I might bring the whole thing down, taper it to match the battery. But I think that would give me enough room to at least get a buck converter in here. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I should see if I can get, actually if I can, because this is a hollow box, other than having this space taken up by this guy. And if this comes, if I extend this out to here, this gives me more space up inside, which, let's see, if I do this, this is going to be right about here, and it kicks in, just about the bottom of the, there. So if I go from there to there, and we're going to add more space, I could conceivably, I might be able to put the big one inside the battery box. That would get it out of the way. That would protect it. That'll give me some options. That gives me some options to work with. And then I've got the microelectronics going up on the, that'll give me the little guys. That'll give me this guy. I can take one of these, tuck them up under here like this. I can take this, tuck them up, on the other side up under here. Let's just put stuff away before I drop things and break them. How about that? It's going to be one of those days. So let's start getting a checklist. Oh, and today is February 3rd. These are needed for Indianapolis Comic-Con, which is March 14th through 16th. So I have just under 6 weeks to complete this. So let's throw together a checklist of things we need to do here. We need to get the steel lower rails for the wing frames. We need to see if we can double up the linear actuators. We need to add the foam for the lumbar support. We need to do the Arduino programming. We need to get all the wiring done, including any and all new 3D printed parts. And I have 6 weeks to do it in. We've got a lot of work to do, and I will do as much of it on camera as I can. Some of it, just in the interest of time, will probably be done off camera. I expect the 3D printing is all going to be off camera. While I do like to do things with 3D printing, I don't think I want this to be like a 3D printing channel. I might show a time lapse or two of it going along as we go, but in the meantime, it's just parts. It's a tool for making things. So I think I'm going to take a couple of minutes here, get myself organized, and then I'm going to head out, get the steel rails. I think I've got everything else for the moment. We'll get the steel rails and we'll go from there. Oh, we did discuss the feathers. And we're kind of in agreement that I think the RAM board is actually going to be the best material. This is roughly the color we're going to do. So RAM board, you know, a couple layers of a primer grade paint, which this is. And we should be good to go. We looked at how this was all laying out, and we're thinking it's going to be best to do RAM board on each side of the rib. So it's going to be doubled up, which more weight, yay. And then the second row, let me crank this thing back up so you can see this. Pull it down. How do we pull it down? Yes. Come on. All right. No, don't go dropping down on me. So, we're going to do one row of feathers, double-sided, and then the secondary feathers is going to be a layer on this side and a layer on the other side. And then for the top, I think we're going to take a piece of felt or fabric or something and just kind of saddle it over this as, or maybe a couple of pieces to deal with the hinging. And at that point, it'll be having everything done together and very, very well, hopefully working. So this is, it's turning into a fun project, turning into a somewhat aggravating project, partly because we got a timetable. But we can do this. We'll get it figured out, promise. Glad you guys are along for the ride.